this interesting, implementation session.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Ma'am, Narayanan speaking, ma'am.
Yeah, Narayan.
Ma'am, actually, I have installed a PAM server. So here, how can I open that MySQL and PHP MyAdmin?
You just download it. I will take it to you. Just install this WAMP server.
Yeah. It's 3.3.0, which you already.
Yeah. So right now, whatever instructions are given, just do that. I will just a minute. Just do.
Yeah, it's installation ho gaya, ma'am, abhi.
Just then it's okay. Nothing to worry. Rest everything I will tell. Don't. Just do the installation part complete. Don't worry about panel. I will take you to the panel. Just install WAMP server.
Yeah,
XAMPP, WAMP, whatever. So I believe everybody has installed so that we may begin. Okay.
Installation ho gaya, ma'am, abhi.
ठीक है. Installation is, I will take you onwards. Yeah, don't worry. So I believe that everyone has done the installation. Any problem, please share quickly, because then you will not be able to do, whatever we are doing. Okay, good, great. So let us begin. So my screen is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
So what is the problem with Mr. Deshmukh? Are you not able to install WAMP server? Okay, just install WAMP server and rest I will take. So first of all, we will create. Okay. So first of all, we will create a database with MySQL. So, and then we will do the queries. So remember that MySQL is an open source relational database management system server. And here we are here we have PHP MyAdmin. So PHP MyAdmin is open source graphical tool, which is with which you can administer the MySQL server by using web browser. And we can perform various operations, as we will see now, that creation of table, updation of table, deletion of database, whatever, right, you want using the SQL statements. And we can also manage the permissions thing, that who has got permission of what. I have added a couple of slides as you have shown interest there. So here, this is the website structure. So we are accessing it from the client. So here web server and PHP running here, and here your database. So it is connecting this database. Now, those who are not able to see this, just a minute. Yeah. So please write down this, open your browser and write down this. Open your browser and write down this. Just a minute. Just a minute. Write down this on your browser, as I am writing. See here. Now, can you see the window? Again, I'm showing it. Please drop the message. Yeah. So just write down that HTTP localhost PHP MyAdmin and just enter it. You will get this window. So this window. If you are not able to get this window, just drop a message. If you have got it, no, it's okay. So here you can see that a screen is there where you need to write down username and password. So your username is root and password blank. Just click login. Okay, username root, and yeah. So I have already given it on the chat. Please see your chat. See, I have already given it on chat. See this? Oh, I'm sorry. It was given to only Rohan. Yeah, this. Please enter this. Okay. So what I'm doing is that I'm uploading this file here. Although I thought you will do it yourself, but okay. So I'm uploading one PDF here, queries, where all the statements are given. You can download it. Queries.pdf. Download queries.pdf. So later on, all the queries you will get here. So right now you just type this. If anyone who is not able to see this window, okay. Now just click on login. Just username root is written, no password to be entered, just enter login. Are you able to see this window? So now, first of all, we will create, this link is not working. Which link? Have you, Jhaji, have you installed WAM server? So now here we are going to create a new database. See here. So we are going to create a new database. Click on this databases tab. Okay. So just here create database. So you can see that already these databases which are there. Login not done. No. See, don't write any password. Just as so. Could you get that screen which I showed? Okay, login, no problem. Okay, I'm again opening it, right? Okay, so you are here. Just write down this. Okay, this you just write down here, which I have given you on the chat. Just press the enter. You are going to get this window. Because I'm already logged in, so it was not logged out. See, I showed you this window. Are you able to see this window? Are you able to see this window, Deepti? Are you able to see this window?
Yes, ma'am.
Then just press login here, no password, nothing. Just root is the username, no password. Just press login. Is it done? Okay, great. Just a minute. So now you go to your database, this thing. Okay. And you have to create a database, right? So now, as you see here, whatever database are there, you can see it as I've shown you. And now you have to create your own data set. Okay. So this. So just take this create data. Go to this SQL tab. Here, just write the statement, which is there. Create database. Now you can create a database with whatever name you want. So let us say I am creating a database with my name. You can also create it with your name. Do this and then press the go button. See, create database. So see, a new database has been created here. Do it quickly and drop the message. Create a database with your name, as I did it here. Go to the SQL tab, and I have shared this queries document with you where you can find all the queries written over there, which I am going to use. So here you can find this create database. You can use any name. So make database of your name. If you are able to do, please drop yes here. And quickly drop, so that, I mean, so many things to be done. So quickly drop if you have done, and if you have problem, then also. So the database is created with this name. Now we have to make this database. We need to do work in this database. Right now, I have not chosen any database. So I have to make this database in use. So just click on here. So now you are in the database Pritee Khanna, right? So like whatever database you have created, just go to that.
Hello.
Yes.
Madam, actually, here I given the create database, some database name I given.
You create your new database. Don't touch those databases.
Yeah, after typing the query, how can I execute that particular query to create a database?
See, right here, go to the SQL tab.
Yeah, I am in SQL tab only.
Just write it here, create database, whatever name you want.
Okay, I given.
So let us say I'm writing XYZ, right?
Yeah.
Create database and then press the go button.
Go.
Yeah, go button.
Oh, enable foreign. Okay, fine.
Yeah, press the go button and you can see this XYZ database is created.
Oh, okay.
So for every query, you need to go and press the go button, right? Enter won't work. Write the query and go to this. So let us say I'm going to this Pritee Khanna database. So you go to your own database, click here. Now you can see here this database Pritee Khanna is written. So you just choose your database. Because there are so many databases here, you can see. I need to make that database current for working. So you just click it here and you can see here this database. Okay. Hope it is done. Now again come back to, okay. Now again come back here. So you have created database. Now we have to create these tables, right? So we have to create these tables. Okay, just listen first and then we will do it. So we have to create these tables, 3 tables, sailors, boats, and reserves. And then we will enter data into it, right? So here, first of all, for creating tables, you need to decide the columns, and then we need to choose proper data types for these columns. name, rating, age, right? So the various data types are supported in MySQL. Character n, so how many character you want, this will be the fixed length. For example, you are saying name character 10, then name only 10 characters, maximum 10 characters it will take. It will not take beyond 10. But when you are writing varchar, let us say 20, then up to 20. But if you are, so when you are saying character, it will fix up that much space. Even if your name is of 3 characters, but it will fix space for 10 characters. But when you are saying varchar, then the variable characters basically. So it will, you are fixing up the maximum, let us say 20, but your name is of 5 characters. So only space of 5 characters will be used. Then binary, yes or no, binary you can choose. Then Boolean data set for true or false, integer, small integer, date, time, right? So many databases are, so many data types are there. Now let us create our table. So for create table, let me explain you first the statement. This is our first SQL statement for DDL. So create table name, right? This now you can give any name to your table and then give the attribute list, attribute A, B, C, whatever. So first of all, attribute name, then data type of the attribute. Okay, data type of the attribute, and then the constraint, if any. And at the end, you need to declare the primary key. So make some attribute primary key. And if, let us say, I talked about more than one candidate keys are there. So one you are choosing as a primary key, but the others will also be unique. So which attribute is unique? You can either write it like this, or here also you can write unique word. And then if this table, any attribute in this table is foreign key, you need to tell it that this attribute is foreign key and referring to the this parent table and this attribute of the parent table. So this is your create table statement. Now see the first table, sailors. So first table, sailors, you can see here what attributes are there. So create table. So create table statement, sailors is the name of the table. First attribute SID, I am choosing data type as integer. And because later on this SID is my primary key, so I am saying that it should not be null. So no part of the primary key should be null as a part of integrity constraint, as I told you. Then there is another attribute sname. I am choosing as variable character, varchar 20. Rating is an integer, age is a real number, and then primary key. So this is now just I gave you this so I gave you this query file where this query is there. If you are not able to write, then copy it from there and write it here. Go to the SQL tab and write it. Write it and then press the go button and tell me whether you are able to create sailors table. Just press the go button here. So anyone could do it? Copy that statement. There is a, see here, I have already uploaded this, just a minute. I have already, in this folder, I have already uploaded this queries.pdf. See this PDF? In this PDF, all statements which we are going to use are written. You can copy it if, I mean, because it is too less time. You can see this. This is, here you can see all statements are written. So just copy this create sailors statement from here and write it there. Is it okay? I mean, if you will not guide me, how do I come to know that you could do it? Yeah. Okay, so press the go button and okay, so you can see here Pritee Khanna was the database I just created, and here I created a table, but right now your table is empty. Okay. Okay, now come to the, now similarly create other tables. So this was your sailors table. Now the boats table. So in the boats table, you can see here boat ID, which I'm taking as an integer. And because I'm going to declare it as a primary key, so not null, then boat name. I'm taking data type as varchar 20, color, character 10. Just copy this on and create this table. So just go to the SQL tab. Okay, SQL tab, type it and press the go button. So a boats table is created here, you can see. Now again go to the SQL tab and just create the third table. So third table, as you can see here, this is a reserves table. Now reserves table, which sailor has reserved which boat on which day, right? So SID is coming from sailors, BID is coming from boat, and day is here. So here you can see that create table reserves, SID integer. So if you remember, here also we have taken SID as integer, okay? And here we have taken BID as integer. So same we will take here, okay? So SID integer, BID integer, and day is your date, right? So date is a data type, right? So now here you can see that the combination of three attribute you are declaring as a primary key. So you can see not null is written here. And then here you, as I told you, that SID is coming from sailor. So SID is a foreign key here. So foreign key SID references SID attribute of sailors table. So see, because now you have got command written in the PDF. So don't just involve in executing those commands. Please understand, because I'm explaining in between. So please, you see, copy paste thing will work now, but you need to understand what this query means and how it is written. Okay. So here you can see that because SID, BID both are foreign key here. So I need to declare this, right? So foreign key SID references SID attribute of sailor. BID is a foreign key which is referencing BID attribute of boats. So let us see this. So now go, and now my reserves table is also being created. Okay. References means that you are referring. It is there to create the primary key foreign key connection. So if you are, let us say, if you are writing in the reserves table, some sailor, let us say 109 has reserved this boat. So for reserving a boat, first of all, that sailor must exist in the SID, in the sailors table. So how do we connect it? So that is the referencing, means that you are referring it. So anyway, here you can see that here only that sailor SID will come which exists in the sailors table. If let us say in the sailors table, there are 3 SIDs, 22, 31, 95. And if I try here writing 101, right, this will not be acceptable, because for any sailor to be introduced here, to be inserted here, that sailor must exist in the sailors table, right? So that is what we mean by references, right? It is referring to that attribute, right? So SID attribute here is referring to SID attribute of sailors. BID attribute here is referring to BID attribute of boat. Okay. Now, once we are done with the creation of table, now we need to insert, right? So for insert, the command, the statement is insert into table name and then the attributes and values. So for example, here, this is your sailors table. Now we want to insert one row in the sailors table. So insert into sailors values, right? And then whatever values you want to insert. Remember that here in the syntax, I have written attribute list, but here I have not given. So see, if whatever order you have created attributes, if you are giving values in that order, there is no need to write these attributes names here, right? But if let us say you have written SID first and name second, but in the values you are giving name first, SID second, then you need to write here, right? What is your order? If you are giving in the same order, no problem. You can simply write values here, okay? So now just what is happening here, you can insert let us say one statement in sailors like this, one insert in boats like this. So you either you can insert these rows one by one, or what happens that these very small tables I have given you so that we can work quickly. So you can insert all rows, multiple rows by a single statement. See here, insert into sailors values. So this is your first row, 22 Dustin 745. Then second row, comma, second row, this 31 Liber 8 55.5. Then third row, 95 Bob 3 63.5, right? So all 3 rows will be inserted here. Just execute this. Let us see. Go to the SQL tab. Sorry. Yeah. And just, so do this and go. Now just see your sailors table. See this data which you have inserted, 22 Dustin 745. Are you able to do? If anyone is not able to do, please let me know. Okay. So let us create, let us go back and fill other table. Okay. So now you can see the all statements are given. So you can see in the boats we have now. Remember that first of all, do insertion in the sailor table and boats table, and then go for reserves. If you will try here insertion first, it will not allow you. Why? Because we know that BID in the reserve table is coming referring to boats. So for any boat to exist here, that boat must exist here. So don't always. So first of all, any of these two tables will be inserted, data will be inserted, and then only this, right? So just do this, do all three insertions. So, okay, this is going to give data in the boats table. See here, boats table, all 4 rows are being inserted. Okay, again, go to your reserves. Yes.
Madam, yeah, in that, yeah, here only, ma'am. Yes, here only I'm having some clarification. So actually, it is displaying in kind of a graphical manner. So is there any possible to display like in command prompt, like in terms of tuples and columns in form of
No,
a
here this is a graphical this thing, because this is easy to manage, and that is how you can do that with that. But here with the WAM server, it is there, right? We are going to do it this
So
way.
here, how can I find out which are all the tuples, which are all the columns, like in this table?
See, you just see here. These are 4 rows. These are columns. See, look
Okay,
at carefully.
okay. Because in this edit, copy and delete, these 3 options also coming in this.
No, so just this is for that is why you usually students want to do it with this, because this becomes easy. See, you can delete, copyright, whatever you can do from here only. This is your table. Okay. Now again, go to SQL tab and create the reserves, insert data into reserves table, and again press go. So reserves table, see, 2 rows we have inserted in the reserves table. Remember that in the date format, it takes it supports many formats, but one of the format is this year, month and date. So I believe data insertion is done by everyone. If anyone is not able to do insertion, please let me know. So once now we will do the DML, and then again we will come back where then I will tell you about data dictionary. Okay. So here you can see that 3 tables are there: boats, reserves, and sailors. Okay. And now let us understand. So now our data is ready, and we need to do the retrieval of data, right? SQL DML, data manipulation language. Here we are going to, so let us say I want to know who has reserved boat on which day, what is the average age of the sailor, who are the, because now we are going anywhere, we want to find out rating. So when we go for dining, we say, okay, tell me the restaurants which are having higher ratings or popularity or whatever, like we go for rating. So let us say we want to do that. So how we will do that? For which we are having this single statement, select from where. Now, first of all, I will explain you this statement. Now here, so first of all, let us say the from means that table, from which table you want. Now you can see here table specification, comma. Sometime what is happening? We need data for which we need more than one table. So you can write table 1, comma, table 2, comma, table 3, like that. Okay. So in the from clause, so this statement is having 6 clauses: select clause, from clause, where clause, group by clause, having clause, order by clause. So in the from clause, you are writing the reference of the table, right? And in the where clause, you are writing the search condition. So here, whatever table you have written, in that table, you will select only those rows, those tuples where this search condition will be satisfied. And then you want to display whatever attributes you want to display. If you want to display all attributes, or you want to display some of them, so then you can write it by writing select, right? Let us say this sailors table is having 4 attributes, right? So but I want to display only sailor name, then I will mention here sailor name only. If I want sailor ID and sailor name, I will mention sailor ID, comma, sailor name, right? Like that. So, okay, if you have done, then please follow now, because we need to learn how to do the DML. So in the select clause, you are writing what those attributes which you want to display. Okay. So select from where. Now this these three clauses are there, and then, I mean, basically select from is there, then where all other clauses are optional. Let us say I want to display the entire table, entire relation, no condition. Okay. So after that, these are three optional clause. Order by means that you are going to display result in some order. So let us say I want to display results where I am following this ascending order of seller ID. Okay. Or descending order of seller ID, or whatever order you want to display result. So you can, let us say you want to display result name wise, so alphabetic, right? So you can write down using order by clause that on this attribute you want to display results in the ascending order or descending order. Then there is a clause group by. Basically, sometimes what happens that we want to make groups and we want to do exercise on the groups. For example, let us say we have to nominate some students for various activities. Okay, so let us say we have made a group of those students who have got CPI between 9 to 8, sorry, 10 to 8. Then next is, so one group of students who have got CPI 8 to 10, another group of students who have got CPI 5 to 8, another group is that who have got CPI 1 to 5. And then we can perform, we can do the analysis that how many students are getting, are in which group, right? So, I mean, various sort of analysis. So there we can, for making groups in the table, so the table may be, the relation may be divided into groups. We may make group, for example, the ratings are there, the sellers are there in the rating. We can group the sellers based on rating. So all sellers who have got rating 5, they will form one group. All sellers who have got rating 4, they will form another group, like that. And then we can perform operation on group, right? So here we have this having clause. So here we are going to select only those groups where this condition is satisfied. So remember the difference between where clause and having clause. Where clause treated the entire table as one group, right? So it applies such condition on each and every row. But here in the having clause, it will first having clause. So you are going to form groups first, and then you are going to select a group which is satisfying the condition mentioned in the having clause, right? So this is your simple statement, and then we will write our queries. Okay. So, okay. So let us say first query is there. We will do first of all simple queries, single table query. Okay. So let us say we want to find out names of the sellers. So just copy it and do it there, right? So go to SQL, write down this and press go. See, Dustin, Lover, Bob. So these are the three, this thing. Okay. As per our data entered. Group by clause will make groups, and having clause, by using having clause, we select a group which satisfies the condition we are writing in the having clause. Grouping clause makes groups, and we choose groups using having clause. So we'll come on that, right? So now let us say we don't want data of all sellers, but we want only those sellers whose age is greater than 30. So you can see that from, so we want find names of sellers above 30 years. So first of all, which table we need? Because we need information for sellers, so we need sellers table. So just take sellers table. Okay. So see how, no matter it is written like this, select from where, the first clause which DBMS goes through, that is from clause. So first of all, it looks at which tables are involved. So from sellers. Okay. So you have chosen seller table, and then in the seller table, there are various rows, but we want only those sellers who are above 30 years, right? It means that on the age column, on the age attribute, we need to apply a condition which is greater than 30. And so I want to choose only those rows which satisfy this condition, which I am writing in the where clause, age is greater than 30. Right. So age is greater than 30. Now you can see that which, in fact, all three are satisfying age is greater than 30. And then I will see that what I want to display. So I want to display only name here. So you can see that select is the first clause in this statement, but this is executed at the last by DBMS. clauses. So first clause executed, that is the from clause. Second clause here executed where clause, and finally select clause. So no matter, I mean, at last you can say the select clause. Okay. So now just execute this and see. So now go on executing this, copy, and then, okay, go to SQL, just write your and go. See, because all three were satisfying. And here you can see only name is being displayed because you want only name to be displayed. Okay. So next we move up. Okay. So here you can see that we have used comparison operator greater. All comparison operators are supported here. Equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to. So depending upon the query, you may get right. Now, next is that now there are two conditions. Earlier, I want all sailors of age more than 30. Now, apart from more than 30, I want that their rating should be more than 7. So now you can see this rating should be more than 7. Then you can see that this, although his age is more than 30, but his rating is 7. So this row will not be selected. Now, similarly, this row rating is 3. So this will also not be selected. Only this row will be selected. And then, so only this row is going to satisfying this condition. And we want to display the name. So you can check that only this name should be displayed. Please check. As you are not giving response, I'm not sure whether you are, I mean, what are you doing?
Yes,
So, okay, just do this here. Okay. So, and press the go button. Now you can see only Luber is displayed. Remember the difference between the two? Earlier, what was happening? We have when we are inserting only this statement. Then you can see that all three are displayed, right? But when we have applied the condition of rank also, the rating also, then only one was satisfying, right? Just okay. Okay, let us move now. So now let us see the use of word distinct. If you just add this row there, add this row 20 Bob 5 63.5 into sailors. Let us see. Go to the sailors table. See here and
Madam, is coming Justin, Luber, and Bob. The three yes name, age.
pardon. Pardon? What are you saying? Okay, good. So because he is the only one who is satisfying, whose rating is more than 7. Right? His rating is 8. So that is why he is displayed. Now just do one thing. Go to the sailors table here. Right? And go here, insert. Click on insert. Go to the sailors table and click on insert. This type of window will be open. So you can add a new entry here. So let us say what we want to enter here. We want to enter here 20 Bob 5 63.5. Okay. So enter here 20. Then Bob. And what was the rating? Just a minute. Rating was 5 and 63.5. 5 and 63.5. See here, all attributes are there, column, their type is also written for you, and then you write here and press go button. Press go button. So you can see that, you can see the query also. So you can insert by using query, which I told you earlier, or you can make use of this graphical tool and you can just insert from here. Now see the sailors table. You can see another entry is being added. Are you able to see? Now, have you noticed here now there are two Bobs? Two people with the same name. How they are allowed to enter? Because the ID is, the primary key is SID. So no two sailors may have same SID, but they have same name. So two Bobs are there. Have you done this? Okay, now go to SQL. Go to SQL and write this query. Select
Yeah,
now because there are no, okay.
ma'am. Yes, the two Bob has been created with the value
Two,
of
you can see that the two rows with the same entry are there. Bob 63.5, Bob 63.5. But now what I just told you that in a relation, every row is unique. But what happens that by default, select statement is not able to suppress the duplicate rows. So if you want to suppress the duplicate rows, you are supposed to make use of distinct keyword, right? So again, go to this SQL and then you write again here and write here distinct. See, when you will start writing, it will help you. It will give you here. So select distinct. Now execute it. How many rows for Bob? See here.
Yeah, now one is there, ma'am.
One. So distinct means that only distinct rows will come. Earlier, when we did not write distinct, then two rows were coming with the same data, Bob and 63.5. So by using distinct, we can display distinct data only. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, just go to the SQL part. In the suppose if I want to add a Luber equal to 63.5 as a age equal to 63.5 instead of Bob and renaming as Luber. Okay. Suppose
so go to the, just a minute, go to the sailors table. Now tell me what do you want to do?
Actually, if I want to add a but Luber equal to 63.5. Rename Bob as Luber here. In the third.
So add it. If you don't want to do this, you may add it also. Or,
but after.
So you just edit it. Okay, you want to change Bob as Luber, right?
Yeah, Luber.
So
and
do that. And then?
Here, 63.5. Because it is, whether I need to know the,
now see.
If I apply distinct concept over this table, what will be happen?
Pardon? So you have updated name here. You wanted to update name, so you have name is updated here by using edit.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us say you have made wrong entry, so you can correct your entry there, or updation is to be done. So let us say address is changed, phone number is changed, so that has to be edited. Let us assume there is an attribute phone number. Now you have lost your SIM. Let us say you got a new number. Now you want to use that new number as your primary number. So that has to be edited. So you can edit it. The only thing is that when you will go for edit this SID, then you can't edit it to the one which is existing. For example, let us say this 20 Bob. अब data गड़बड़ हो जाएगा आपका, चलिए कोई बात नहीं. So let us say I am editing this 20 Bob, right? So if I am editing it with 120, right, it will take. See, SID is edited as 120. Now, if I edit it as 22, just see here. If I edit it as 22, then it is showing error. Do you understand why it is showing error? See, do you understand why it is showing error? See here. See, earlier Bob SID was 20. I can update it to 120 because after updating 120, no problem with the primary key. Still all rows are unique. But when I want to edit this Bob ID as 22, because 22 Dustin is already existing. So 22 ID cannot be, because see, all rows must be unique on SID, because SID is the primary key.
So
Okay.
actually,
So
if I apply distinct over this table, whether which rows will be dropped, I mean, which rows will be eliminated while displaying the table.
if you are going to simply write distinct makes, I mean, comes into the rule when you are not displaying primary key. If you are displaying primary key, all rows are unique on primary key. Every row will be written. You understand? The problem was that here, if you see this, just a minute, if you edit it with Bob again. Right now you can see the two Bobs are there. Okay. So now my query is just, I'm going to my SQL and then it must be there, but okay. Now if I am going to write this, okay, you just see that what I have written. I have not considered SID. I am taking only S name and age. So based on S name and age, I am having two same tuples. Now I want to suppress this. So therefore, I am writing this, you can, okay. So now I am writing it distinct here. And now, okay, okay. Now only one row for, remember. See, distinct is if there are duplicate rows are being displayed, then using distinct, you can suppress duplicate rows. That's it. Okay. Let us go to, like in DML, in this statement, we can use even expression also. For example, we can on these numeric attributes which are integer real, we can apply the arithmetic operators. So for example, here let us say we are saying that we are going to the sailors table, we are displaying name of the sailor, age of the sailor, then rating +1. So every sailor's rating is increased if twice of his rating -1 is less than 10. So twice of this rating, for example, if let us say twice of this rating 14, okay, 3. Let us take this example. 3 into 2, 6, -1, 5. So 5 is less than 10. It means that this rating will be shown by 1, +1, right? And here we are saying as this means that because this attribute rating +1, that is not existing. So we want to give it some heading, some name. So that name we are giving as this STH. Now just execute it. See. Okay.
It's
See
coming
here.
STH4 and STH6.
Pardon? See this name STH, right? This new thing is been done. See, the rating of those sailors is increased by 1. Okay. Whose twice of rating? See, one rating was 3. So 3 into 2 -1, 5. 5 is less than 10. So his rating is displayed as +1. So that is 4. Okay. Next Bob rating was 5. So 5 into 2 -1 less than 10. So his rating is increased by 1. Okay. Means I want to say that you can apply arithmetic operations, right? On here on these. In this query you can write, right? And this as means that you want to display this because this is doesn't exist this column. So you want to display this as an attribute STH. Okay. Now come to the next one. Similarly, this is there. You can check it later. Now, there are some other tests also exist. For example, I want to know how many sailors are there whose age is between 20 to 40. और इसको थोड़ा सा चेंज कर लेते हैं 40 to 60. Okay. How many sailors are there whose age is between 40 to 60? So for that, we can simply write here that is called the range test, that age is between this to this, right? So where age, So we are going to the sailors table from sailors, and we are selecting sailors whose age is lying between 40 and 60. Okay. And then, so what should be our answer? See, which sailors are there whose age is between 40 to 60? These two. So let us see Dustin and Luber are being displayed or not. Okay. See here. See. Could you see? +1 -1 is just an example. The value will be increased by +1. Here, these are nothing but the expressions. See here, this simple, what I am doing, I am going to the sailors table and I am saying that if, let us say I am going to Dustin first. So twice of rating -1. Its rating is 7. 7 into 2, 14. -1, 13. Now 13 less than 10, condition false. So this row will not be considered. Okay. Now, if we go to this third row, this 3, okay, 2 into 3, that is 6, -1, 5, and 5 is less than 10. The condition becomes true. So for a row, when the condition becomes true, then it is being considered. The condition becomes false, it is not considered. Okay. So here the condition is true for Bob. So what is happened? Rating of Bob will be increased by 1 in the displayed result, right? So we will display Bob, his age 63.5 and rating +1. So 3 was his rating. It will be displayed as 4. Okay, this is what we. So now just we have just checked this age between. So you can see here only 2, Dustin and Luber, and then here you can see here Dustin and Luber are being displayed. Okay. Now we can, let us say this was in between. Okay, so we are getting basically a range. Those who are falling, whose age is falling, this range are going to be selected. Now let us say I want to find out the boats which are reserved on some particular day. Let us say I want to know that whether I have booked this boat on Monday, Friday, and Saturday, or Tuesday and Sunday, like that, right? So what is happening here? There is this test, set membership test, that is in. So what I am saying that I want to know which boats are reserved in these days. So whatever is there. So let us say what will happen. We will go to the reserves table and we will check the day. Unfortunately, okay, reserves table is not here. Okay, here, reserves table. So we will go to the day and we will see that if this date which is written here, right, that is one of the date written here, then that row, the condition for that row becomes true and that row will be included. Okay. If it is not, then that row will be excluded, right? So in the reserves, let us say in the reserves table, right now only 2 rows are there, but let us say in the reserves table, there are 10 rows. Right. Out of 10 rows, there are 4 rows where date is one of the dates mentioned here. Then out of 10, those 4 rows will be selected, condition is true and they are being selected, and the boat ID of those 4 rows will be given to, right? So for example, if you execute it here, okay, again go to query, execute it, right, and go. So fortunately here I have taken both these dates, so both these tables are being displayed, right? And similarly here, now do one thing, that again insert some row here in the sailors. Okay, go to the sailors and insert a row here. Insert a row here. What, let us say this, okay, some this, okay, SID 1 2 because it is not existing there, S name XYZ, rating is 7 and age is, let us say, null. We don't know age. Got it? And press go. See, right? So now you see the sailors table. Sorry, just a minute. Just a minute, go there again. Insert, okay, 12, XYZ rating 7 and just leave it because you don't know the value over there, right? So I don't know value, so I didn't write it here. Now just see the sailors table. See here. We have not written anything, so null is written here. Okay. So now let us say I want to know how many sailors, right? If there is any sailor whose age I don't know. Right? What do I want? I want to select this row. Right? I want to know that is there any sailor exist whose age is not known to me. So I want this. Okay. So if let us say if I am simply writing query. So what is there? I am saying okay. So I am writing query where this age is equal to null. Because हमें वही तो search करना है, right? We want to search those sailors whose age we don't know. So we're saying, okay, select those where age is equal to null. And now go. See, it is not giving you any result. But if you go to the sailors table, a row exists where age is null. Okay. So what happens here? Remember that null is a special value. It doesn't matches literally, right? If you want to match NULL, it doesn't matches like this. So see, SQL gives, if it is true, the row is included. If it is false, the row is excluded. And when it is compared with null, actually it returns null. So when it is null, it is excluded. So if I want to select, but still I want to select this. So what is the way of this? We need to write, again, go to this and just previous query, age is equal to null, where age is null, right? Where age is null, and then you go. See here, XYZ I have inserted with this. So it is there. Right. Now here itself, here, let us say here, I have displayed only row. Now let us say I want to display all attributes of sailors. So if I want to display all attributes of sailors, I don't need to write it here like this SID, comma, name, comma, rating, comma, age. No, I can simply write select star. Right. Select star from sailors where age is null. See. Then all attributes are being given. Okay. So if you want to display all attributes, just use star. If you want to display, if you want to perform the projection, if you want to display only only a few attributes or some specific attribute, then you are supposed to write the name of the attribute, right? Oh my God. Okay, we have a time. Okay. Now, so we talked about arithmetic operations. What about string operations? Now see here, these boats, this is your boat table. Now we want to find names of all red colored boat. There are 2 red colored boat. I want to know the name of those, right? So although this query works with is equal to, oh sorry, just a minute. So, okay, I want so I want to go to the boats table and I want to select only those rows where color is red. So color like red, right? So if you want to do string matching, you should use like. Now if I will press go, then you can see that the 2 names are there, right? See here the table, Interlake and Marine, right? So the same you are getting here. Okay. Now what happens? Sometime what is happening, we don't remember the full name of, let us say we met someone, we don't remember full name, but we remember, okay, her name started with P, right? So what happens that we go to our mobile phone, we type P and certain option comes, right? Or let us say we know that surname is some XYZ. So we go to that XYZ and then our mobile phone gives us several options and we got remember, right? So let us say here, I want to get the boat whose color start from G and end at N, right? Start from G and end at N. But you will say that in between, so how do I do that? In between, I have chosen two characters. One is underscore, another is percentage. Remember that underscore is for one character. Let us say I am saying R underscore D. So what are the valid names for this? R underscore D? R, then in place of underscore, any letter may come. Right? A to Z, any letter may come. And then D, that is the valid names. Okay. So here G means that I want one letter after G. And here percentage is for 0, maybe any character or maybe many characters, right? So if you want to go for, if you're looking for, let us say, I know it starts at G, ends at N, and in between there is just one letter, right? So I will go for underscore. But if I say, okay, start with G and end with N, and I don't know how many characters are in between, so we can simply write G percentage N. Okay. So if I will write it here, see this, okay, this boat name Clipper. See here, Clipper was there or not? See this Clipper, okay. So that Clipper is there. You can use, see, normally queries work with is equal to, execute ho jata hai. This works. But it's better, like if you are going to use that expressions, it may not work. But this simple query works. So many times a student execute it like this, but we suggest this will do the same, right? It works here, but it's good to follow like, right? Now, so till now we were, basically the queries we have done, they were all single table queries, right? Now move to the multi-table queries. Oh, now, okay. So now let us say we want to find names of sailors who have reserved boat number this. Now remember here, which table I want? I want name of the sailor. Because I want name of the sailor, it means that I want sailors table. But I don't want all these sailors, right? I don't want all these sailors. I want only those sailors who have reserved boat number 103. It means that I want to, I should inquire reserves table. And I need to see who are the sailors who have reserved boat number 103. And I will display name of only that sailor. So here, if you can see that boat number 103 is reserved by sailor ID 95. It means that from the sailors table, I need to display name of the sailor whose ID is 95. So basically, I want to display the name that is your Bob. Okay. So how do I write? Remember that first clause, you should focus on the from clause. So here I need two tables, right? So I need sailors table, I need reserves table. So I have in the from clause, I have written names of these two, right? Now I need to, when I am going to the reserves table, I got this 103 and then I need to know this 95. It means that I need to connect to the sailor table with the reserves table. So always remember this, I tell you to all my students that as soon as you write more than one table in the from clause, first of all, write the joining condition. How do you join the two tables? Okay. So what happens here? Here you will say, okay, I will tell you more on joining. First of all, let us understand. So how I'm going to join it? I'm going to join it where the two SID, because the common attribute between two tables is SID. So I will join them on the SID attribute. So I'm saying that sailor.SID is equal to reserves.SID. Okay. So when the two are matching, then we are going to see what is happening. If we are joining them, so 95 is matching with 95, 22 is matching with 22, right? So that is how. Then we are going to select but I want only only those sellers who have reserved boat number 103. So I want another condition to be satisfied. What is that condition? Reserves.bid is equal to 103. Okay. So remember that. Okay, let us see how this works. So let us say these seller and reserves. Now let us say I am taking the product of it. Okay, we are not. I'm not saying join baat bhi karenge, right? Let's see product. So what is happening? I will come, every row here will be combined with every row here. Cartesian product, right? For example, you take of the sets. So 22 Dustin 745 combined with 22 this. Now 22 Dustin 745 combined with this. So corresponding to each seller, I got 2 rows here. Right? I got 2 rows corresponding to each seller. Okay. Now, but when I will apply the condition that where seller's SID is equal to reserves SID, then immediately what will happen? See here 22, 22. It will be kept because this condition is true. Seller's SID is equal to reserves SID. But this 2295, this row will be deleted. Okay. Similarly, here 3122, this row will be deleted. 3195, this row will be deleted. 9522, this will not be there. But here this 9595, see, they are matching. So this row is there. So when we will go for this condition, seller ID is equal, seller SID is equal to reserves SID, then this first row will be there. Right? First row will be there and last row will be there. 2 rows. But we have another condition. What is that condition? Okay, I'm sorry. We have another condition that reserves.bid is 103. So we got 2 rows. One is the top row, another is the bottom row. But for first row, BID is 101. So condition becomes false and this row will be dropped. So, but here if you see 103 and 103, condition becomes true. So this row will be taken. Right. So when you apply this query on the reserves table, this is your result. Right. This is your row which sustains, which satisfies the condition. And in this, what you want to display? You want to display only S name. So you will display only Bob. Right. Now just execute this query and let me know if you are able to do it. And important is that if you understood it, how I have written this. See this? Because I want to display only S name and Bob. So first of all, let me know if you understood it or I need to repeat it. Do you understand this, how this works? Because that is more important. This query you will be able to run, copy paste, right? But you must know how to write such queries. Good. And I mean, if you will respond, give me response, then our speed will be fast. We need to do a lot. Okay. Now let us go to this. Okay, this thing I have already told you. In the previous thing, what is happening? I need to display only one attribute. So I have written. Let us say I want to display all attributes over there. So what I need to do? I am supposed to make use of star. Okay, sellers dot star. So if I just do here, okay, what is my query? Edit that query. And instead of S name, if I write sellers dot star. So what will happen? You can see that all attributes have come. SID, S name, rating, and age. Yeah. Now, here you must have noticed another thing that if you look at here, the same query, but now what I have given, see, many of you must be having nickname, right? आपको friends, like friends, family, parents, है ना, कुछ प्यार से बुलाते हैं, तो आपका क्या हो जाता है? Nickname, right? So here also what will happen? We can assign a nickname, you can say, to our tables. We call it table areas, right? For example, if you look at here, I have written sailors S. What does it mean? Sailors was the table and I have given it a nickname S. You can understand it like this, right? So now in the system, in the database, we have created sailors table and it will remain sailors only. But I'm saying that for time being, you are referring it by name S, by its nickname. So you have given sailors name S, reserves you have given name R, and again you are displaying it. So instead of sailor dot star, you are writing S dot star, right? And here when you are writing condition, because now you have changed the name of the tables. So earlier it was sailors dot sid is equal to reserves dot sid. Now you are writing S dot sid is equal to R dot sid, right? I hope it is clear. This is called table alias. Now you must be wondering that why, what is the name? Our parents love us, so they are giving us name. Our friends love us. But table se kaisa pyar hai bhai? But see what happens that we need it when certain times when ambiguity arises, right? So we'll see that situation. Now here, this is an example of self. Right now in the previously I showed you the join of two tables. One was sailors table, another was reserves table. What happens many times, sometimes we need to join the table with itself. We call it self join. A table is joined with itself, another copy of it. You can understand that there is a sailors table. Now we are creating, so we are not disturbing sailors table. There is only one sailor table. For time being, we want two copies of the sailor table. So what I am saying, okay, I am getting one copy of the sailors table as name S1, another copy of the sailors table by name S2. See, on the storage, there is only one table, sailors. Okay. So sailors S1, sailors S2. Now you can see that in the from clause, I am joining sailor table with sailor table. So sailors S1, comma sailors S2. So S1 copy of sailors is joined with S2 copy of sailors, right? Now what I am doing, I am saying that I'm simply, this is just I have given you to give you an idea. So what I am saying that if twice of rating of S1 is equal to S2 rating minus 1. So just see here twice of S1 rating. Twice of S1 rating, here let us say first row 14. And here you can see that 7 minus 1, it is not equal, 8 minus 1, it is not equal, 3 minus 1, it is not equal. So this combination will not exist. Okay, so this is just to give you an example of self-join. And here what is happening, you can see that in the result, see, both column names are S name. See, S1 dot S name and S2 dot S name. So if I will run it like this, there will be two columns with the same name, S name, S name. Okay, but one is coming from S1, another is coming from S2. So we can display it with different name also by using as. So when you are displaying a column name, you can give it a new name by using as, right? So see, the table is given new name, table alias, right? Nickname. And an attribute which you want to display, that can also be displayed with a new name, but then you need to make use of as, right? So if you run it there, see, name 1, name 2. So why this is so? Because see this query S1 dot name as name 1. So this column is coming from name 1 and this is coming from name 2. Okay. Any problem? Then please drop a message. Now my query is that some interesting queries are there. Please focus on it. I want to find name of sailors who have reserved a green boat. So I'm not able to do it. I mean, full screen. I have set all animations because I am going, coming and back. So it is making problem. I hope it is clear with you. So I wanted to make you guess, but unfortunately the queries are written there. So sailors, first of all, names of sailors, it means that I need sailors table. Now, who have reserved a boat? I need reserves table, because which sailor has reserved a boat, this information is in the reserves table. But I want the, see here, this sailor has booked the boat, but I want if whether this boat is green or not. I want if he has booked a boat, that boat should be a green vote, right? So green vote, see, this BID is 101, 103. But whether this color is green or not, for that I need to go to the votes table. So this is a query which requires 3 tables, right? So see, we have taken sailors table, we have taken reserves table, we have taken boats table. Now you must be wondering here, there is no self join. Why we have given nicknames to the tables? Remember that sailors, reserves, boats, multiple letters. See, right now you are simply doing copy and paste. So, okay. But when you have to write, you need, every time you need to write sailors, reserves, and boats. So we can give them a nickname. So, and we can use that nickname. So here you can see that we have given sailor a name S, reserves name R, boats name B. So now, as I told you that first of all, we need to write the join condition of these. Now remember here, sailor and boat. Can we join sailor and boat? Yes or no, please write. Can we join sailor and boat? Yes or no? No. Why no? Because there is no common attribute. Right? Can we join? So what's happening? Sailor should be joined with reserves and reserves should be joined with boats. Okay. So sailor and reserves are being joined first of all on common attribute SID, and then reserves and boat are being joined by common attribute, that is your BID. Right. So remember, 2 tables, 1 join condition, 3 tables, there will be 2 join conditions, so that we can join the 3 tables. But this joining is not sufficient. We want that whenever we are getting these tuples, the boat color should be green. So we are saying and boat color is green. Okay. So now, is there any, so 101, 103, 101, 103 is green. Okay. So let us see what happens here. See, this S name H. So Bob has booked green boat. See here. Bob has booked this 10. Yeah, okay. We have added data. Some data might be coming like that. Okay. Yeah, 103 green boat. 103.95 Bob. Yeah, right. So 95, 103 is green. This 103.95. 95 is Bob, right? So Bob is there. Now I told you that you can display result in some order. Here, unfortunately, only 1 row is there, but you can insert 1 more row and check this order by clause. Or already we have stored some rows over there. Okay, it's okay. That will not work. So insert this row in the reserves table and then execute this query. Only one thing is added here from the previous query, that we want it to be displayed in the order of age. What is your question? I'm not getting, Deepti. Ma'am, can we use more than 1 AND operator? Yeah. AND operator. And this, for example, here we can write, okay, whose boat color is green, name is Clipper, like that. And B dot name is Clipper. So, and or not, right? You can use. Many condition can be combined together, right? No problem. So just add it here and then execute this order by. Done? I don't know. Only a couple of people are replying, so I'm not sure you are doing it or not. You must not. ऐसे मत insert करिएगा. If you insert it like this, then it will, you write 1990 like that. Okay, so try it. Now there is another query, very interesting query. We want to find SIDs of sailors who have reserved a red or a green boat. What I want those sailors, for example, 103, it is a green, so I want who has reserved green boat, and 101 that is blue, but I want those who have reserved either red or a green boat, right? So see again here, I need two tables here because I want only SID of sailors. So SID of sailor, it is there in the reserves, right? So I don't need sailors table here. If it would have been written find name of sailors, then I required sailors table also. So SID of sailors, sorry, who have reserved. So who have reserved a boat, that information we will get from reserves table. But I want if all those sailors who have reserved either red boat or green boat. Okay. So first of all, we have taken this in the from clause, we have taken the two boats, this boats and reserves, and then we have written this joining condition. Along with the joining condition here, see, now we are making use of and as well as or. So we are saying, okay, where boat color may be red or boat color may be green. Okay, so or. So all those who have reserved red boat or green boat, they will be displayed. So this is one way of doing it. There is another way of doing it. Like we did in the previous query, we find out all who have booked a green boat. Similarly, just by changing here red, I will get all who have booked a red boat. And if I take union of it, if I combine, because see, rows are what? Relations are sets, right? And each row is a element of the set. So just combine the rows from one set and the other set. So one set, I am getting all sailors who have booked a red boat. Another set, I am getting all sailors who have booked a green boat. And then we are combining. Now, let me tell you, there is a difference between the behavior of select in the presence of union. See, I just told you that by default, select doesn't suppress duplicates, but union suppresses duplicates by default. So if you are writing union or you are writing union all, let us say if you want to save time, you don't want to suppress duplicates, then you should write union all. And if you want, if you writing union only, then by default the duplicates will be suppressed. Similarly, there is a statement red and a green boat. See, who have reserved a red and a green boat. And let us say earlier we are saying red or a green boat. So we have written this red or green. Now I am saying a red and a green boat. Can I replace and or with and? Tell me quickly. So earlier my query was red or green boat, who have reserved either a red boat or green boat. Now I am saying that where color is red, so in place of or I am writing and. Will this query give me correct answer? Tell me. Any one of you? Will this query give me correct answer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Why it will not give me correct answer? Why it will not give me correct answer? Any idea? See here, boat color is either red or green. There is no boat whose color is satisfying both the conditions. Is there any boat whose color is red as well as green? And means that, see, or was working, but now my query says that I want all, suppose there is a sailor who has on one day he has reserved red boat, on another day he has reserved green. I want such sailor. Okay. So this will not work with and. Okay, this is a wrong query. So what I need to do? I need to first of all find previously, I find all sailors who have reserved red boat on some day. I found all sailors who have reserved green boat. Okay? And then I perform the intersection. Okay, let us say there are sailor 101 has booked red boat. Sailor 102 has booked okay. Okay. So let us say sailor 101 has booked red boat and as well as green boat. But sailor 102 has booked only red boat. And sailor 103 has booked only green boat. So when we will take intersection, what will happen? Which is common, right? So because this 101 which will come with this query also, 101 which will come with this query also. So intersection. Just as sets mein karte na, intersection of two sets. Here also intersection of two sets. So this is one set of rows. This is another set of rows, and we are taking intersection, right? And in some text, this except also works. Except or minus. So you need to check what is working. Okay. So either intersection or intersect or except means minus. Or minus also exists, but you need to check this, right? Now, nested queries. Query within a query. Okay. So query within a query. For example, again, this is the same query which we have written earlier. Find the names of sailors who have reserved boat 103. Okay. So let us say if I am going to the sailors table. So I am going to the sailors table and I want that sailor who is, whether any sailor exists here, which is also existing here, where this BID is 103. So what I want to know? I want to know SID from the reserves table where my BID is 103. Who is the sailor? What is the ID of the sailor? So this is the ID of the sailor, right? So here we are saying that, okay, okay, I have said, actually I have said the, I have hidden it so that we may learn, okay. Now what is happening here? So I'm going to the sailors table and I'm seeing that whether my sailor here exists or not in this set. Remember in test, right? So I'm saying that now what this query will do? This is a sub query. This is main query, outer query. This is inner query. So this query will give me all the SID who have reserved boat 103. Okay, and then this, so first of all, inner query will be executed and then outer query will be executed. So inner query will be executed and I will get here what? 95. So this whole thing will be replaced by 95. Now see the execution of this query. Select sname from sailors where SID in and in what is coming in this 95. So we will see 95 is there. Yes, 95 is there. So we will display the name of Bob. You can execute it. See this. So you can see this Bob is being displayed here, right? Okay, any question? Should we do more? Or you are tired? I have no issues. It depends upon you. Should we go ahead? Okay, let us see. Now, this is another example. Find the name and age of the youngest sailor. Now, see, so I will go to the sailor table. Okay. And from here, I want the one whose age is minimum. Right. So what does it mean? I'm going to the sailors table. I'm checking sailor's age. It should be less than. It should be less than equal to all these, right? So less than equal to condition will be satisfied because of equal to for the one who is the youngest one. So I'm going to the sailors table. I'm checking its age must be less than equal to what? I'm going to compare it with all of them. So what I'm going to write here? select age from sailors, it will give me age, right? And I'm going to consider that sailor whose age is less than equal to all of them, right? So when I'm going to execute this query, select age from sailors, what will get? I will get 45, 55.5, 63.5. So this parenthesis thing will be replaced by 3 values, right? Now I'm going to this outer query, right? So this is inner query, outer query. So I'm going to the outer query, and then I'm going to again sailors table, and I will go to the first row, 45. 45 is less than equal to these 3. Now, 45 is equal to condition will be satisfied. So this will be taken. Now I am going to this, all. This condition is satisfied with all, right? So with 45, it is equal to condition satisfied. With 55.5, less than condition will be satisfied. With 63.5, less than condition will be satisfied. So this condition will be satisfied for all of them, right? So this condition becomes true for this sailor is true, goes through. Now consider this second one, 55.5. Now when 55, here you can see instead of s dot age, it is 55.5. Now 55.5 less than equal to these 3. Now 55.5 less than equal to 45. 55.5 less than equal to 45, not true. Immediately lower will be deleted. Now this Bob, 63.5 less than equal to 45, false. This Bob will be removed. So only Dustin will be selected, and Dustin is the youngest. So in the subquery, here you can see we have made use of in. So in the outer query, we will select those rows where the selected attribute value falls in this set, right? Set membership test. Or if it is, we are making use of all, right? So if this condition is true for all values reduced here, okay? And apart from this, we have another test, that is any, right? So here we are saying that give me the name and this rating of the sailor whose rating is better than some sailor called Bob. जिसकी sailor की rating is better than the rating of the sailor Bob. Okay. So here anyone, right? So here we are saying, okay, we are going to the sailors table. We are checking for its rating, and its rating should be greater than any this. What is happening here? We are going to select what are the rating for the sailor Bob. So we are finding out this query, what are the rating for the sailor Bob. And here, if there is any sailor whose rating is greater than any of the values produced by this inner query, that row will be selected. Okay. In means only equal to condition is satisfied. In means only equal to condition. Okay, then we use in. If it is greater than, less than is there, then we can't use it. Okay, now quickly go to the aggregation operators. We are having 6 operators: count, sum, average, max, min, and count star. Count star does the row count. Okay, now let us see this table. Now we want to find out, let us say here, if you see this sailors table, we want to find out average age of all sailors. So these operators are there to support us. So what is happening? I'm going to the sailors table and I'm applying average function. Average function on which column? Age column. Okay, see here, max A, maximum of attribute A, min A, minimum of attribute A, average A, right? Average of attribute A, sum of attribute A, like that. Okay, so select average from sailors. Okay, similarly, let us say I want to find out average. It is repeated, I'm sorry. Average age of sailors whose rating is 10. Let us say we want to find out. So now I don't want average on this age. I need to see 10 also. So if the rate, here from the sailors table, I need to select those sailors whose rating is 10. And then I need to take average age of that. Let us assume that there are 10 sailors whose rating is 10. So we need to take average age of those 10 sailors. So how I will do that? I'll go to the sailors table, and here first of all I will select the sailor whose rating is 10. So select those sailors whose rating is 10. Now, as I told you, let us say there are 10 rows where sailors rating is 10. So I will get all 10 rows and perform average on age attribute of those 10 rows. So select average age here. Or if I want to know how many sailors are there, then I will simply write select count star from sailors. Okay. Okay, leave this. Okay. Yeah, come to this group by and happy. So as I told you, let us say I want to find out average age of sailors for each rating level. Okay, so let us say in the table when there are so many sailors, then some sailor has got rating 1, some sailor has got rating 2, some sailors have gone rating 3, 4, like that. So what is happening? I want to make groups of those sailors. All sailors who have got rating 1 in one group, all sailors who have got rating 2 in another group, all sailors who have got rating 3 in another group. And then I want to perform average operation on these groups, right? So average of all sailors in the group where rating is 1, average age of all sailors where the rating is 2, like that. So this is how I want to display. So how we need to do? We need to make groups. So we are going to the sailors table and we are grouping sailors table group by, group by rating. So we will make groups on the rating, right? And then I will do this. We will display this this thing, right? Rating. So rating that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then average age. So whatever in each group, the average operation will be applied on the age attribute, right? Now, if I want to add here, let us say I don't want it for all groups. Okay, let us say in some group there are only one member, right? I don't want that. I want this average age for those groups who are having at least 2 sailors. So those groups where only one sailor is there, those rating, if some rating is obtained by only one sailor, I don't want that, right? So I have applied this condition on the groups that having count star greater than 1. So let us say several groups are being formed. I am choosing that group where the number is more than 1. So where the number is 1, those groups will be dropped. Okay. Where the number is greater than 1, those groups, this average operation will be applied on the age. Okay. Now, so all these queries, because the time was not there, so I have not executed it. All these queries are given in the document. You can check and execute it yourself, right? If you have not done. And so here, because one of you have asked me about the controlling thing, so just a bit things I have added here. So see, SQL DDL we talked about, okay. SQL DML we talked about, and now SQL DCL, data control language, okay. So there are 3 concepts, central concept: users, who are actors of the database, like if you have created database, so you are using it, right? You are performing operations on it. Then database objects are there, the items on which you want to apply security, and then the privileges. Privileges are actually the actions which are permitted to a user on a given database object. Okay. So what is happening here? You can see that this one environment is there, where you can see several tables are there, right? So this people, they are having full access on the orders table, but these people got only select and update access on some columns of the customer table. So what is happening, there are many people in the organization, and we can give in them different access. For example, here this user, this is a vice president marketing, he has given full access to all data, or all tables he can access, right? Similarly, this user, he is also vice president sales, so he has been given access to all data, right? But if you talk about this one, then he can only perform select operation on some rows. This, they can perform insert operation and select operation, but they cannot perform delete operation on this table, right? So this is how different people we will. So DBA is there who will create users, and he will assign access, different sort of accesses to different users on different objects, right? So I hope this is clear. So the command, the access is being granted by grant command. So many of you so yeah, these grant commands, so we can say grant on to. Grant matlab what privilege you want to grant, on which table you want to grant, and to whom, right? So this is there. So you can see here, these are some examples. Give order processing users full access to the orders table. So there are several these accesses there. So there are the table is orders, so order table. So you have granted these many permissions on order table to this user, right? Similarly, let us say you are saying allow Nita to insert or delete an office. So there is an offices table. Basically, you are allowing insert, granting insert and delete on offices table to Nita, right? So this is there. Now there is, in this, there is another option is there, optional clause is there, that is with grant option. What example, let us say I have given you some access, okay? And so I have given you that access, right? You cannot pass it on to anyone else. But if I have given you access with grant option, right? Agar hum yahan pe kehte with grant option, right? To Nita with grant option, then Nita can grant this privilege to other users, right? Then like you can give access, grant access, you can revoke, you can take away also, right? So you are saying that revoke whatever access you have given, you can revoke that on table from user, right? So you can see here, take away all privileges granted on the offices table, right? So हमने क्या किया, revoke all सभी. If you want to grant or revoke every privilege, so you make, instead of writing select comma update comma insert, you can simply use word all. So revoke all on offices from, say not a user but from all users, so from public. If all users, then use keyword public, okay? Similarly, we have revoked the select and update privilege on orders table from Ravi, right? Now another version is there, revoke grant option, right? Means let us say you have given access to Ravi with grant option, okay? So we want to revoke that grant option. Means Ravi can have that privilege with him, but we don't want Ravi to pass on this privilege to someone else. So we have revoked this grant option for whatever privilege is there on orders from Ravi cascade. Cascade means that if Ravi has given it to someone with grant option, that will be revoked. That will also be taken back, right? So this is there. So I know at the last it might be a hurry, but finally we have come to a bit end. So these are the references, and then finally, thank you so much for your understand. I mean, thank you so much for being with me. I hope that yeah. See, someone like DBA who is authorized, right? Who is the owner, who is having all accesses, only he can give access, right? See, I can give someone what I have, If I don't have something, I can't give it, pass it on, right? So DBA is the one who is having full control over the things, right? So he can decide based on, so that is why what is important is to understand the organization, to understand the business rules of any organization, right? That is why it is important to understand like all the rules, everything, and then all about the users who are playing role over there, and then based on their roles, based on their roles, based on their responsibilities, DBA will decide that which access will be given to which user on which object. That is why I said that there are three central concepts: privileges, and then the this to whom we want to give, right? And this on which table, right? So that on which object, right? Privilege, object, and user, right? These three things are there. So the one who is having, he will give it, right? So, okay, thank you so much.